So Morning Consult did a poll, and their headline is Biden leads RFK Jr. by 60 points among Democratic primary voters. Wow, it sounds really powerful. But if you look at it another way, 10% of the Democrats are on board for RFK Jr. 10% of the Democrats are already, without ever seeing a campaign speech or anything, they're already on board for him. 1 in 10. That's another way to say it. Here's another way. Among the party's potential primary voters, 46% hold favorable views. Almost half of the Democrats who are going to say they're going to vote in the primary have a positive view of RFK Jr. I did not know this. I thought they all hated him. Did you know this?
I guess the way the media would portray it. I remember when he was like, they all loved him. He used to go on Jon Stewart.
Yeah, when he was an environmental lawyer.
And he was working with special ed kids. He was always doing like good things for people.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, and I remember that they really liked him. And then all of a sudden he was bad. And I only vaguely heard about why. Like I knew it had something to do with vaccine, but I didn't know what.
Sure. 46% of the Democrats who are going to say they're going to vote in the primary have a positive view of him. 24% hold unfavorable views. Well, 23% have heard of him, but they don't have an opinion. So look at that.
It shows you
that's like almost 70% of the Democrats who are going to vote have no opinion or a positive opinion of RFK Jr.
You know who the 24% is? I bet it's anybody that still watches
MSNBC or CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Just under half the Democratic Party's potential electorate said they had seen, read, or heard at least something about Kennedy's plans, though just 15% said they had heard a lot. So those are the people who watch this show. While Biden remains the overwhelming favorite to win the 2024 Democratic presidential nomination, he's no longer outperforming former President Donald Trump from 4 years ago in support from their respective bases like he was last month. The latest survey places Biden's support for renomination closer to where Trump's backing was at this point in the cycle 4 years ago, when he had 73% backing among Republican voters amid chatter about a possible GOP bid by then Maryland Governor Larry Hogan.
I didn't know there was a Larry Hogan.
Me neither. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
So why is this important? Well, because he's running for president, he could really hurt Biden, but also because he's telling truths that no other politician will tell you, especially someone from a major party. So he says of the 309, so here he is calling out Bill Gates. Of the $319 million Bill Gates gave to the media outlets by November 2021, NPR received $24,663,000, and PBS got at least $4 million. In return, those public interest broadcasters aired flattering reports on Bill Gates' corrupt self-dealing and profiteering on its global vaccine projects and his hostile takeover of the WHO. Gates' climate strategy is top-down social control and geoengineering projects for which he owns the IP. Now, this is all stuff that they'll say is right-wing conspiracy theories. But here's a Kennedy, a hero up until a few years ago of the environmental movement. Still is, I'm sure. He's saying this stuff about Bill Gates being a megalomaniac, which he is. While shorting Tesla, he has invested heavily in fossil fuels, in rail, in private jet companies, and in chemical pesticides and petroleum-based agriculture. He accurately characterizes his approach as philanthrocapitalism, a strategy of amplifying his billions by appearing to solve social problems with technologies that he controls and profits from. That's what Bill Gates' big push on vaccines is. That's what Bill Gates' big push to fund the WHO. He runs the WHO because he gives it more money than anybody else. He gives it more money than countries. So they're a puppet to Bill Gates, that WHO, which is why they pushed all that crazy shit. Because Bill Gates was telling them to, because it would make them so that he would sell more vaccines. Bill Gates invested $55 million into Pfizer's, and then as soon as he cashed out, it was $550 million from COVID and the vax. Okay? All right. So now you know the rest of the story. Well, this guy knows the rest of the story. RFK Jr. certainly knows this, what time it is with those people. Bill Gates. Anything you'd like to say about it? This is great. I love that RFK
By the
Jr.
time, because I can't imagine they would ever let Robert Kennedy Jr. They wouldn't screw, because doesn't the way the Democrat primary works is different than Republicans. So they have all the super delegates, right? Isn't that a different thing? So, but by the time the election's coming, COVID's not, unless there's some new raccoon cat strand that comes out conveniently. So by that time, everything said about Bill Gates is he's not going to be. I think people are going to be way more open to hearing this Bill Gates stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, half the Democrats who are going to vote want to hear more of it, apparently, because they like RFK Jr.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal that he's doing this, and
I can't think of anything with him where, like somebody like Trump saying a populist thing. There's a lot of flaws, a lot of obvious flaws with Trump. I don't know what they could say about him other than he wasn't all on, other than vaccine stuff. Yeah.
That's a big deal, the vaccine. They make him, he's a kook.
Yeah.
He's a kook.
But even friends of mine that I just saw on the weekend, that comics that were, or don't have their mask on anymore. Oh, mask.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, something got disseminated because these were like the last of the maskers. Yeah.
The maskers still block me. I got blocked by my.
They put a mask over their account.
That's right. We're telling jokes in Nashville, Honolulu, Los Angeles, Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Baltimore, Chicago, Rosemont, San Diego, and more. Go to jimmydore.com to get a link for all those tickets. Plus, you can watch my new special, COVID Lies Are Funny.